Here's something I find fascinating. And, I'm wondering, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Stephen Colbert's sister, Elizabeth Colbert Busch, unfortunate last name. At least it's spelled, with a C in there. No relation to the Bush family. This is more like the Anheuser-Busch spelling rather than the Prescott Bush Nazi supporter warmonger spelling. In any case, Elizabeth Colbert Busch is running against Mark Sanford in South Carolina, and apparently a push poll is going on. And the Center for American Progress's Think Progress blog is asking people to send, let me pass this along to you. If you happen to be one of the people who is watching us on Free Speech TV or any of the cable systems that carry us as television in South Carolina, on Dish Network, on DirecTV, if you happen to be listening on Sirius XM in South Carolina, if you happen to be listening on any of the Pacifica or nonprofit stations, I don't believe we're on any commercial stations in South Carolina, but we are on a lot of outlets in South Carolina. And so if you happen to be listening to the program in any of those, tips at thinkprogress.org is the email address if you got one of these calls. They're trying to determine if this is a very small and isolated phenomenon where they're trying to figure out how to do a push poll or whether this is an actual push poll underway. Now, let me give you a little background. So here's what's going on. People are calling up, it appears to be, somebody is calling mostly registered Democratic women and asking them questions. Would you support Elizabeth Colbert Busch, or Colbert, I guess is how she says it. Would you support her if you knew that? And then after the word that, there's a bunch of things that actually aren't true. But since they're asking the question, they're not making an assertion, right? That she'd had an abortion, that she'd done jail time, that she was caught running up a charge account bill, that she was held in contempt of court or divorce proceedings, that she supported a failed stimulus plan, that unions contributed to her campaign. And, none of this stuff, I don't know, maybe the unions have helped her, but none of this stuff is true. So, and the people calling won't tell the callers who they are calling for. So we thought of, well, what if you were to call Republican women and say, would you be less likely to vote for Mark Sanford if I told you that he was arrested for the criminal offense of trespassing? If he was facing contempt of court charges in his divorce case? If he disappeared for a week while he was governor, leaving no one to run the state of South Carolina? Would you still vote for Mark Sanford if I told you that he hid out in Argentina with his mistress for days and days or weeks and weeks of wild sex and lied to his staff about his whereabouts? What if I told you Mark Sanford used state funds to disappear to a foreign country? Actually, we don't know how wild the sex was. We should probably tone that one down. What if I told you that he professed to the world that a woman other than his wife was his soulmate? Actually, these are all true. That's only half the list.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
So does Elizabeth Colbert Busch have the basis for a slander lawsuit, since these are untrue? And how's Stephen Colbert going to handle this? This is going to be fascinating.